Okay, class, we're going to continue with grammar number 1. Remember, we are in unit number 4. And this is page 60. Okay, page 60. Let's make a review. Okay, we see the poster, no? The poster of the girls. We see the vocabulary, the reading activity number 1. Now we're going to continue with grammar. Obligations, no obligations, prohibition, and advice. I told you this word before. No? It's an advice here. No? Try to follow this advice. What is advice? Advice means consejo. Okay? Now, it says, complete a chart. This is a chart with sentences below according to what they express. Obligations, no obligations, prohibitions, and evidence. Okay, sorry, evidence, advice. I'm so sorry, class. It's very late for me. Okay, listen. Here I have 4 sentences. Those 4 sentences goes in this chart. Let's read number 1. You should shake hands when you meet a stranger. You should. So in this case, the keyword is should. Okay? You must not be late. In this case, must not is the keyword. You must be polite everywhere. No, here is must, and is the negative form must not. In the UK, you don't have to bring a present like flowers or chocolates. So here, the keyword is have to. Yeah. Okay? Now let's see. Which one is an obligation, no obligation, prohibition, and an advice? Oh, advice is very easy. I told you before. Advice. Let's see here. Wherever you go, have fun, and remember, if you want to make friends, be polite. Well, but there is no should, no must, not, or must, or don't have to. Listen. When you want to give an advice, you use should. Okay, should. So you should shake hands when you meet a stranger is an advice. Okay, it's like the verb, no, like a consejo. Okay, say no obligation. It's a negative one, and there is only one negative. No, there are two negative. Must not and don't have to. So obligation or no obligation. No, in this case, no obligation is this one. In the UK, you don't have to bring a present like flowers or chocolates. Here, let's see. Prohibition. A prohibition is like you must not be late. Okay? And an obligation, you must be polite. Okay? Everywhere. Okay? Now let's see. This is the key word for this grammar. If you know, if you identify what is an obligation, what is a no obligation, a prohibition, or an advice, this grammar is going to be piece of cake. But if you don't remember or it's difficult, it's going to be terrible. So practice. Okay, let's continue with this part. Complete the rules below. Okay, says letter A, we use to show obligation. Exactly, must or have to. Okay? We use to show there is no obligation. No obligation. Oh, very easy, don't have to. We use to show prohibition. Must not. We use to suggest something, to give advice. Should or the negative form shouldn't. Okay, should or shouldn't. So we continue with the rules. Okay, this is grammar, so pay attention. Let's see. Number 3. Choose the correct words. Rules for summer camp. We're going to create some rules for our classes, okay? So you don't have to or you must be polite to the counselors. You must, of course. No, you must be polite. If you say don't have to, no, come on. Letter B, you must not or you don't have to talk in bed. People need to sleep. Must not is a prohibition. C, you must not or you don't have to make your bed. You can choose. You can choose, give you a choice. If you want to do it, excellent. If you don't want to, okay, no problem. Don't have to. Perfect. Letter D. You have to or you don't have to look after my key to your room. You have to. You have to look after the key to your room. E. You must or must not be late. Activities start at 8:30. So you must not be late. Remember, in some countries, time is time. Okay? Time is time. So, here we have some rules for summer camp. What could be some rules for our virtual classes? We're going to work on it. Okay, number 4 and number 5, we continue with the activity about obligations, no obligation, prohibition, and advice. We're going to work this activity in our classes. Let's continue with number 6. Look at the questions in the chart. Check the correct information. Obligations, questions, and short answers. Do I have to bring a present? Yes, you do. No, you don't. Listen. In questions, have to is used instead of must, and it indicates that. Okay. Remember, in questions, have to is used instead of must. Instead, en vez de. Okay, to indicate that. The obligation comes from somebody else and can be changed. The obligation comes from somebody else but can be changed. So, what is the possible answer here? No? There is one phrase that is correct. Number 1, the obligation comes from somebody else and can be changed. It's impossible to transform this command or this question. Okay? Now here says right question using have to. Young people be polite. Do young people have to be polite? No. Do is missing and have to. You need to add. You be home before midnight. Do you have to be home? Do you have to be home before midnight? And you continue with C and D. No? Sorry, B. Do your homework tonight. Do you have to do your homework tonight? Okay, very easy. Letter C and D is for you. We're going to work these questions in class. Okay, so try to answer them if that is possible, so that is going to be easy for you. Possible answers, yes I do or no I don't. That's it. Or maybe you want to give extra information, that is a possibility. For obligation, have to or must, in the past, always use had to. I had to take off my shoes. Do you have to do your homework? Okay, remember when we talk about the past, about obligations, remember we use the past of have, no? Had to. And here we have some activities. Okay, now here I have a listening activity. I'm going to finish here. Says listen and choose the correct words. So you have a or is a best friend or a group of friends. No, you decide according to the listening. So I'm going to play the audio and then you try to choose the correct word or phrase in this case. Okay, let's see.
Unit 4, Track 36, Activity 1.
Tell me about your best friend, Harry.
I don't really have a best friend. There's a group of us: Jimmy, Steve, Alex, and me. We're all best friends. We like the same things: playing soccer, going to parties, playing computer games.
And what are your friends like?
We're different in some ways. Jimmy's really funny, a good laugh. Steve is very approachable, friendly, and easy to talk to. Alex and I are quieter. Alex is really creative. He's brilliant at art.
And what about making new friends? Can anyone join the group?
Of course. There are a few rules, though.
A few rules?
You must love soccer, of course. You don't have to support Los Angeles FC, but you must not support LA Galaxy. Oh, and you should like skateboarding. If you don't, you'll be bored because we skate a lot. That's all. Oh, and you shouldn't listen to dance music. We all like fast guitar bands. Skater music, you know. Oh, and you...
Thanks, Harry. Okay, so Maria, you have lots of friends, but who's your best friend?
I don't really have a best friend. I just have friends.
Okay, so you all hang out together?
No. I have lots of friends from different places. Most of them don't know each other.
What do you mean?
Well, I have friends from school, of course, but they aren't from the same class. For example, I'm really good friends with Marcus, a boy in the year above me, and I'm also really good friends with Amelia, a girl in the year below me. But Marcus and Amelia don't really know each other. Sometimes I hang out with Marcus, and sometimes with Amelia.
Okay, and what other friends do you have?
I'm still friends with a few kids I went to primary school with. We chat online sometimes. Then I have friends who live near the beach. We meet up every summer. I've known them for about 12 years. I believe that friends don't have to see each other every day to be good friends.
So, do you find it easy to make friends?
Sure, I'm very lively and sociable. I love meeting new people.
And what kind of people do you like?
Oh, all kinds. My friends don't have to be creative or funny. They can be whatever. I don't care what they look like, but they must be honest. That's the most important quality in a person, I think. A friend should always tell you the truth.
Okay, class, this has been the audio, so try to do this activity because I'm going to ask possible answers in our class. Thank you so much. See you in classes. Bye bye.